Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to teach you guys how to cut a butterfly gown. So here with me I'm with my scissors and my measuring tape and also my piece of chalk. So here is the list of the measurement that we'll be working with. The length is 14, shoulder 14, bust 20 and stomach is 20. There is no because it's child's clothes. So first of all, here is the length and here is the width of the clothes. The first step is I will fold the length into two. Then I'll now fold the width into two also. I will also repeat the process again so that you will get it more clearly. First of all, I'll fold the length. I've already folded the length and I'll also fold the width into two as I've done in the video. Now remember the measurements that I said that we are going to be working with. Remember, for you to measure a butterfly gown, it's also the same process how to measure a dashiki from the right hand to the left hand or from the left hand to the right hand. Anyways, it's also the same process. If you know how to measure a dashiki, you are also good to go. Now for the length, remember I measured from the shoulder to the knee in this gown that I'm cutting now. The measurement that we are working, the length is 14, so I've already marked my 14. I'm going to add an extra 1 inch as I'm doing now. I'm adding my extra 1 inch for the folding. I've already added my 1 inch. Now the next thing, I'm going to measure my shoulder. Remember, the shoulder that we are working with is 14. Remember, it's from the right hand to the left hand, the measurement. I'll divide it by 2. And the length, I didn't divide anything. I'll divide the shoulder by 2, which is 7 inch. I've already marked my 7. I'm going to add an extra half inch to it. I've already added my extra half inch. If you're a new viewer, please click the subscribe button. If you're also returning viewer and you haven't clicked the subscribe button, please click the subscribe button. It's also a way of saying thank you for the videos I make. Now you draw a straight line joining the length of the clothes and the width of the clothes. From that extra half inch that I gave, I'm going to draw a straight line, and also that extra 1 inch at the length, I'm also drawing a straight line so that the two lines can join at the down part of the gown. Just watch closely. Remember, this is the neck side, this is the shoulder, and here is the down part of it. Now the neck, for you to know the neck, it has to be at your right hand side and it's not open. Let me show you guys. It's not open, it's closed. Now the shoulder is also closed. Now for you to know the down part, it has to be open. It's already open, as you can see in the video. Now for you to get that C curve at the down part of it, for adults, it has to be 6 of an inch. It has to be 6 of an inch at the vertical. Then the horizontal, it has to be 6 also. Six vertical and 6 horizontal for adults, while for a child I'm measuring 3 inch and the other side is 3 inch. For adult, it has to be, don't mind my own measurement like this extra. I'm just giving an illustration on how it will look like an adult butterfly gown will look like. It has to be 6 and here to be 6. For child, I measured 3 and the other side 3. Then I'm going to give it a C shape as I'm already doing now. you give it a C shape. If it's also that 6 inch, you also have to give it a C shape so that it will be more visible now, so that people can also know that it's a C shape. Now we will now cut it out. I'm cutting outside the chalk so that you will see what I've already done. Remember, I'm cutting from the wrong side of the cloth. See the I'm cutting outside the chalk actually. Now let's cut the next side. For adults, here now has to be it has to be 4.5 of an inch. 4.5 of an inch. But mine, I'm going to be measuring 2.5 of an inch because it's a child's clothes. For adult, it has to be 4.5 of an inch. 4.5 of an inch. Then the length, the part that faces the down part of the gown, it has to be 3. It has to be 3 inch. But mine, I'm measuring 2 of an inch. Now I will give it a C shape. Remember, here is 4.5 of an inch for an adult, and the down part is 3 of an inch. Now let me give it my C shape. Now let me cut it out with my scissors. Remember, you also trace it where you mark your chalk and cut it out. Now let's see what we have gotten so far. Remember, I told you guys I'm cutting with the wrong side of the gown. Now you arrange your clothes properly to see what we have already done. Now see the C shape, it's already visible. For the neck side, it has to be more wider. It's a bit saggy. Now for the neck side, for you to sew it, you have to fold it twice inside. This is the first folding, and you fold it the second time, and you now do it round, and you'll be sewing it and you'll be turning it, you'll be sewing it, you'll be turning it until you are done the sewing. Then for the body of the gown, for it round, you have to fold it twice. Same thing you have done to the next side, you fold it inside twice. Okay, this is the wrong side. Let me just mark it. Here is the right side, where here is the wrong side. Let me just explain better. You fold it twice and sew it. You'll be folding it, you'll be sewing it, you'll be folding it, you'll be sewing it, you'll be folding it, you'll be sewing it until you are done round, and you also stop there. Now you cut your thread and now turn it out. Now for adults, from the shoulder, you have to measure 9 of an inch. For where the hand will pass through, you have to measure 9 inch. For adults at both sides, you also have to measure 9 inch. But first of all, you have to get the center of your dress before you get to that side. You have to make use of your iron and get the center of the cloth that you are sewing, of the gown actually. When you are already done, here, remember, let me recap once again. Remember, it's 9 inch for adults. 9 inch. Okay, let me just make an illustration. This is the center of the gown. This is the center of the gown that I'm sewing. For I'll be making use of 4 of an inch. I'll be making use of 4 inch at the both sides, for that's where the hand will pass through. I'll be making use of 4 inch. let me just draw a vertical line so that it will be more visible in this explanation. Now remember, the bus that I told you guys that we are working with is 20. You have to divide it by 2. Remember, here is 9 and here is also 9 for adults. The bus that we are working with is 20. You have to divide it into 2. You have to divide it into 2. That's the front part is now 10 inch and the back part is 10. So what you have to do is make 5 to be at the center of that line that I've already drawn. 5 at the other side will be 5 and here will be 5. Remember, you have already folded it in. Then you come down a bit and measure like 5 of an inch down. That's for the stomach. Remember, the stomach that you are working with is 20. You also divide it by 2. That's same thing you have already done to the bust region. You also do it to the stomach region. Then that you saw that line that I drew now. You now sew from there. Then if it has a hip, because an adult do have hip now. Remember, I didn't add anything, but let's assume it's 20. Let's assume is 22. So the front is 11. So like I'm measuring 11 of an inch now. I'll mark it. Remember, 5.5 will be at that line that that vertical line that I drew at the center. Remember, this place is open. I'll start from there now. And so I'm giving an illustration with this chalk now. You now get the hip and sew it down and stitch it. Remember to always stitch your clothes so that it won't tear easily. You also sew from there, like how I drew with the chalk, and I also sew from there. This is actually how it's done. So you now iron your clothes and give it to your clients. Remember to subscribe to my channel